Hi everyone, welcome back. So today my topic for this particular video is the transformer. I'm going to cover the transformer architect in detail in this video because in most of the generative AI model we have the transformer behind the scene. There are the layers, and in if you dig down any language model you found the transformer behind the scene. So let me start. So transformer model basically first introduced by Vaswani in one of their research paper, Attention All You Need, in 2017. And transformer basically use the self attention mechanism to handle the entire input in parallel mode rather than the sequential mode. So before the transformer like RNN, LSTM, those models basically work in the sequence. But in transformer, again input is sequential, like we have the sentence, we have the paragraph, those data basically sequential. But in transformer we add a self attention mechanism which handle the entire input into the parallel mode. So it basically provide us the capability for like the efficient processing. It reduce the computation, it reduce the processing time, and also capture the long range dependency. So attention basically core of the transformer, and this is the new era. This is the start of new era in 2017. And now we have the GPT model, we have the Llama model, we have the Mistral model. Most of the model basically use the transformer layer behind the scene. And what are the key component of transformer? So first one is the self attention. As I mentioned, like the self attention basically the core of a transformer or core of the model. It basically provides us the capability to provide the different weight to word as per their relevancy in the sentence or paragraph. So as mentioned here, like allow model to weight the importance of different word in a sentence relative to each other. So it basically focus on specific relevant part of input. Like if we have a sentence that it provide the different weight to different word and provide higher weight to more relevant word or more important word. So this mechanism I will discuss this in detail also, like how mathematically basically work. But here basically I'm giving you your introduction or like the high level overview, like what are attention mechanisms. So it basically provide the weightage to different word in a sentence or in a paragraph as per their relevancy. And second thing is the positional encoding. This is also very important part. So as we know, like the transformer use the self attention mechanism to handle entire input parallelly. So sequence information lost in this case, because we work in the parallel mode, then how we can retain the sequence information? In sentence we know the token sequence also matter. So to retain those information, to add the sequence information, here the positional encoding. Positional encoding basically help the transformer to understand the order of the input token. And basically we use the positional encoding here to add this information with each token. And how mathematically we do, I will discuss later in below section. And then we have the encoder decoder layer. Encoder decoder layer basically also the core of the transformer, and let me show you in below diagram. This is the high level overview of transformer model. Let me start from input. So here are the input. This sentence is input, hello I love you. This sentence basically the input, and this is the input to encoder part. This section basically encoder, this one is the encoder, and this one is the decoder. So original transformer architect has like the one encoder layer and one decoder layer. Then they have the stack of same like the multiple encoder, multiple decoder layer. But these are the original transformer architect. This is encoder, this is decoder layer, and we feed the input from here. Here are the input. Let me change the color again. So here we are providing our sentence. So first things, we perform the tokenization. So first step is the tokenization. We basically split our sentence into tokens. Like we divide this sentence into token format and then generate the embedding. Embedding basically the numerical representation of this these word or these tokens, and also with context it also capture the context information. And after this we add the positional encoding. You can see here in this step we add the positional encoding, and I will discuss all the step: tokenization, embeddings, and positional encoding, also the attention, all things in detail as well. But here I'm giving you the overview of transformer architect. So here we are adding the positional information. Then we have the multi-head attention. And attention, as I mentioned in earlier also, like we are providing the weight. We are providing the weight to a word as per their relevancy, as per their relevance in particular sentence. So how basically how we perform this weight? We basically use three vector here. One is the query vector, key vector, and value vector. So here query vector means this X basically the input embedding, and this is the weight matrix. We perform the multiplication between these two query, like the our embedding and weight matrix and the embedding matrix. And also same way with key vector. In the key vector we have the key weight and original value, original embeddings of inputs. And same way we calculate the value vector as well. Then we perform the dot product between query and key, and this dot product basically provide us the similarity, and it basically provide us the weightage, like which word in the sentence is similar, and they are like the they are relevant, more relevant. And then we perform those weight. And how mathematically basically we perform: so first we perform the dot product between the query and key vector. After the dot product we divide the dot product by our dimension square root value, and then we multiply the outcome with with value vector, and then perform the softmax. So, like the output would be generated by the softmax layer in this self attention mechanism, in this attention mechanism basically. So this way basically our attention calculate the weight. So this is the attention layer. So after the attention we have the simple add-on normalization layer, because after the attention we have the value with weighted score. Like we multiply, we basically change our values, like original value, for example this x1 x2, then we perform multiple like the dot product, and also divide by some quantity and softmax as well. So our value is changed here, basically processed, and then we pass our original input to next layer also. And in this add layer basically we are passing our data, unprocessed data, like the with the help of attention we basically process our data, providing the weightage. And so here in this way basically our weighted data, our modified data is passing, and here our original data is passing. And same here also we are passing our original data. And this is the our linear activation layer, simple neural network layer, which I covered in my previous video. If you have any query related to linear layer, simple neural network, then you can refer to my previous video also. And after all the processing, then our output of this encoder feeds to decoder part. And in the decoder also you can see we have the tokenization, embedding, position encoding, self-head attention, add layers, multi-head attention, similar linear layers. And after the linear layer we have the softmax layer. So you can see here similar things, similar attention mechanism, similar tokenization, positional encoding, all the mathematics is similar in decoder also. So you can see here the layers, most of the layers is similar, like the multi-head attention, tokenization, embedding, positional information, and things basically work in this way. For example, if we convert this particular sentence into other language, then this information passed to the decoder and all the calculation, like the scoring, multi-head attention, all things is work. And for example, it translate first word, hello word, into the other language, then it basically update the position and all the information in decoder part as well. And then it convert word by word here, like first hello word, then I word, then love word, then you word, all word in different language as per the requirement. Suppose if we are working on the translation part. So this way basically our encoder and decoder work behind the scene in any language model. And output basically the output basically the probability of that word which generated by this decoder part. And suppose if we work on the translation part, so it for example, if it translate hello world to other language, and it basically generate, for example, five output, and it given the different probability to these five output. So this is the high level overview of our encoder and decoder layer. So let me dig down deep into the each layer or each step, and start with the very first step is the tokenization. So let me start with tokenization here. So tokenization basically the simple NLP techniques. There is nothing magic here. Here simple NLP technique to split our sentence into the token or into the word. For example, this is a sentence, write a story. So tokenization is simple. We split this sentence into the word. So here we have the 4 token. But we have the different options, different terminologies, different techniques for tokenization as well. This is the very simple way I'm explaining. Like, this is the sentence, input is the sentence, and we divide the sentence or split the sentence into the different word. So this is the very simple approach of tokenization. Well, the different model has the different strategy or different approach. And after the tokenization, next step is the embedding, like the word embedding. So let me explain you word embedding. So for example, this is the sentence, the cat sat on mat. This is the example. For example, you are feeding to your transformer. So first step, tokenization. We split this sentence into the token form. Like, we split our sentence into the token form this way. The cat sat on the mat. These all are token. Next step is the word embedding. We basically convert each word, every word, to a fixed size of vector by using the embedding matrix. And the dimension of the matrix depend upon our model. For example, in original transformer we have the 512 dimension embedding size. So basically each word is represented by the 512 dimension of vector. And how these things is work, let me explain with the help of few diagram. So for example, if we have a like word man and woman, so it basically as I mentioned in previous case, like I have the 512 dimension. So 512 dimension basically represent a single word here, for example the man. Then again woman also have the separate vector of similar same dimension, 512 dimension. And similarly, like the queen vector, key vector, all the vector has the same dimension. And if we calculate the similarity between the vector, so the similar or relative word would be similar, their statistical similarity is less as compared to the unrelated word or some other domain word. So for example, if we talk about here queen and woman would be similar, statistically similar, or distance between woman and queen would be less as compared to distance between queen and king or woman and king. And again the distance between the king and man also less as compared to the distance between man and woman or king and queen, as per this diagram. But in real time definitely we need to check, we need to perform the cosine similarity, and we need to calculate the score, like the similarity score, then we can conclude. But as per this diagram, so these each word basically represent by 512 dimension as per our example. So let me back here. So basically embedding basically represent each word. So we take the example in previous image, this sentence, write a story. So every word, each word basically convert into the multiple dimension of vector. For example, if dimension is 512, this is the dimension size. So each word basically has separate 512 dimension vector, and this is the numerical representation of our word with semantic information. So this is the high level overview of our word embedding. So if we talk about the overall shape of matrix of embedding, so D is the dimension of the embedding and V is the size of vocabulary. So in this case, our vocabulary size is 4, and for example size of dimension is 512, then this matrix would be 4 into 512. So this is the size of vocabulary, this is the dimension size. So this way basically we generate our word embedding in transformer. And after the word embedding, next step would be the positional encoding. As I mentioned earlier also, it basically add or retain the positional information. It basically providing the information about the position of each word in the sequence. And suppose if we add position if we talk about the any sentence, for example this sentence, like this word on first position, this is second position, this is third position, this is fourth position, and I mention here like our numerical representation in this way is the word embedding. And if we add the positional information like the large value, for example 1 2 3, so suppose we have the large data and some word exists on the 1000 position in a paragraph or in a big sentence, and if we add directly this information to our embedding, then what happen? So for example this below diagram, let me move to the below diagram. So if we add this large number into positional encoding, then what happened to our word embedding? So our word basically lose the semantic information, and it basically biased toward the positional information. For example this let me take an example. For example, this is the numerical representation or word embedding of king word, and if we add 1000 here on each column, we add 1000 here, then this king word basically shift toward another dimension away from the queen or man, because it basically biased toward the position, because positional weight is added, because we add a large quantity like the 1000 or 100 or 10 also, providing the lot of weight in form of vector if we add 10 in every dimension. So this way basically positional weightage is increasing, but we need to add the positional information, but we need to take care the semantic information also. So to avoid this problem, to avoid this mistake, we need to add a smaller quantity, so that our semantic information should be retained, higher weightage of semantic information and lower weightage of our sequential information, our sequence data like our order data. So let me repeat the thing, because this thing is a little bit complex. So as I mentioned, like for example, if we have the large sentence or paragraphs like up to the 1000, and in the 1000 like the 1000 position we have the king word, and if we simply add the positional information like the order information simple in this way, like 1000 add to the king embedding, then the king embedding basically shift in any direction. So let me suppose like in this direction, so it basically lose their semantic information. It basically going far away from the queen, woman, man, because it basically losing the semantic information due to the higher weightage or higher value of positional information. So this is the common challenge while we are deciding what kind of positional encoding techniques we are going to use. So to avoid these things, we need to add smaller quantity of our positional encoding. And how we achieve this, let me explain those things. So we have in original transformer, we use the sine cosine function for the even position. Like if word on the even position, then we use the sine function. If our word on the odd position, then we use the cosine function. And this is the position, this one is the position, and then divide by 10,000 power 2 I is basically the dimension index. Let me explain this with the help of I, basically the dimension index, and D is the dimension, embedding dimension basically, and I basically the dimension index. Let me explain this thing here. Also we mentioned like the position, POS basically the position of the word in the sequence, I is the dimension index, and D is the dimension of embeddings. And let me explain with the help of diagram. So if we took the example of sine or cosine waves, so these are the sine or cosine waves. And for example, if we have the zero word, so this is the word on zero position. Basically this green line for the zero position word, and this red line for position 1, and this purple line for the position 2, and this is for the position 3. So this way basically our positioning of word. And same color here, this is for the 0 position, this is for the 1 position, 2 position, and 3rd position. And this kind of waves, like the if we talk about the sine wave or cosine wave, these kind of waves value between the 1 to -1. You can see here 1 to -1 in every case. You can see here 1 to -1. So this way basically we achieve our objective, which we discussed in previous section. Like we didn't add the higher quantity in our positional encoding. So our positional encoding value would be between the -1 to 1, this way. So this way basically we achieve our objective to add the value of positional encoding between 1 to -1. So after the positional encoding, we have the embeddings we calculate before the positional encoding, and now we calculate the positional encoding. So we basically add positional encoding into our word embedding. So suppose this is our original word embedding, we add the positional information. Here are the positional information. So now output from this step, we have the original word embedding plus positional information with the help of positional encoding. So here basically I cover up to this step. Let me go back to the original transformer architect. So here basically I explain you only these 3 steps. One is tokenization, embedding, and positional encoding. So after the positional encoding, we have here 2 things. One is the word embedding data plus positional encoding data. Now these data feed into the multi-head attention, and these things I will cover into next video. And thank you.